All right,
Okay.
MVP Shae. We getting ready to have a little
Okay.
bit of fun. We almost done with this
Ooh, I'm
interview, but
enjoying
we got a
this.
couple more,
This
and we're gonna have a
this
little
is
fun
good.
before we
This
go.
is
All
good.
right. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate that. But just like every other guest this season, I can't let you hop up in the ride and then just hop up
Okay,
out the
okay.
ride without having a little bit of fun with you. Revisit your dream style. So it's time for another installment of Off Top. Let's get it. Okay, Shae, here's how this goes. I call out the name of a person, place, or thing. And in 30 seconds, you tell us the first thing that comes to mind off top.
Okay.
All right, got it?
Okay. I think I got it.
It's easy enough. All right. I got 7 subject matters for you. So here's
Okay.
number 1. Off top, the Fisk Jubilee Singers.
Whew. Okay. I remember off top, I remember um always going to convocation and the Fisk Jubilee singles would be there. Like even if you didn't really want to be a part of the event or wait the whole time for the ceremony, you were gonna make it on time for those Jubilee singers. Like I, I don't care which year who was a part of them. Like the Jubilee singers have one sound. Like,
Mhm.
and my Fisk guys know what I'm talking about. Like it don't matter, him, her, from back then to now, they have a sound, and it's amazing. If you've never heard the Fisk Jubilee Singers live, you got to hear it live. I mean, the track is phenomenal, but it doesn't do it justice. You got to hear them live. That's off top.
I appreciate that, man. Shout out to the Jubilee Singers, to all the Fiskites out there. I know a few of them. I didn't go to Fisk. I went to Tennessee State University, but we close. So I know quite a few people that went to Fisk.
Yeah,
And for those of you who don't know, you think of Nashville as Music City, USA. It's called Music City, USA, and most people relate that to country music, but not really knowing that it got its name Music City USA because of the Fisk Jubilee Singers, not because of country music.
I don't want to
So
step on toes, but do your research. He
yeah,
telling the
yeah,
truth.
there's some deeper research out there as well behind how that name came about, but it definitely wasn't country music. So shout out to Fisk Jubilee Singers. Thank you for that one. All right, off top, Nashville-based music producer Trey Beatzz.
Trey Beatzz, the best producer in the world. Like, and I say that humbly. This is the most humble producer, one of the most humble people, period, I met. Just so selfless, so passionate, and he has a plan. Like, he came to me with the plan. Like, that's why we took the pictures together for Not What You Thought. Like, I
Mhm.
felt like it was very important for his face to be seen because Trey does a lot that he don't he not gonna brag about it. He not gonna speak on it because that's genuinely his character and that's what he wants to do. Fire beats. I feel like he can go right. He can go left. I say, Trey, I need something like this. Trey delivers. Sometimes he send me some stuff. I'm like, boy, I don't know where he came from, but Trey Beats, if you need a beat, he's your man. And I feel like he's a great businessman, period. Like, he's going to come prompt, he's going to come prepared, and
Mhm.
he passionate. That's all you need. Those 3 P's describe Trey Beats.
Prompt, prepared, and
Hmm.
passionate. Shout out to music producer, Nashville-based music producer Trey
Yeah,
Beats.
shout
All right, next one off top, Nashville's Music Row.
Nashville's Music Row. Honestly, it's funny. I shot off top. I shot the pictures to Not What You Thought on Music Row. Um, I know BMI building over there, SAE Institute over in that area, but off top, I was riding around there. I'm like, I need somewhere to, and I'm like, I should look on Music Row. It should have something, musically, or something creative enough where we can do this. And the Music Row was perfect. Like, just end up working out. So that's off top.
Yeah, off top. That's dope. For those of you who don't know, Nashville Music Row is where all the major record labels and record companies that are affiliated with the record industry, almost every single one of them in the United States exist here. There's a headquarters or an office for them here in Nashville, Tennessee. And I mean, there's like two or three blocks of just buildings and houses and structures that are dedicated toward record labels and music production and, um, engineers, engineering studios, recording studios, all types of stuff out there. So definitely a place, a scenic place too, to take some cool artistic
Yeah.
pictures. All right, thank you for that one. Off top, Tennessee Enforcers owner Michelle Bray-McDonald.
Michelle Bray. Mama Shell. That's what I was calling her first year. Um, no shade. Mama Shell always gonna bust a tear, but it's cause she love her girls. That's off top. I'm just thinking about always just
Hmm.
her emotional side. Just she love the team, she love the organization. Um, and she passionate. You think she out there on the field, but it's all love.
Hmm.
She supported me on both sides on the field, and as an artist. So just the emotional. I don't know.
So,
That's the first thing that came to my mind. The emotional side of her, but it's um, it's always tears of joy for the most part. Like, just happy that um probably her dreams came true, because she wanted to start something for
mhm,
women to be seen, to have this outlet to play, and she did it, and it's happening,
mhm.
and it's not over. So just thinking about her in those emotional moments, tears of joy, and just loving the environment, loving the enforcers. So yeah,
Yeah. That's dope that you said, maybe one of her dreams came true. I think it did. I met Michelle many years ago, long before the enforcers existed, before she even started coaching. Started her youth football programs that she started years ago. I met her way before then, when she was just starting the
mm,
ideation of wanting to create a platform for young black athletes, or just athletes period, in the sport of football. She started out with youth football, and then escalated to where you guys are in the women's professional level. And I think that was a dream come true of hers, and which is probably why you do see those tears of joy coming, because every time she's out there, it's like she's living a dream. Every play, she's living a dream through watching you
yeah.
guys perform. So that's dope. Shout out to
Shout
Michelle
out,
Bray. Love
thank
her
you,
so
thank you.
much. And it was, if it wasn't for Michelle Bray and my relationship, or my relationship with Coach Ronnie French, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet you and do what I did for the team this season. So I really appreciate that
Absolutely.
relationship. All right, off top, studio recording versus live performances.
Off top, studio recording. So I'm gonna just say, off top, studio recording versus live performance. Reciprocation. Um, Studio time was pretty smooth as far as I can remember. But when it was time to do the live take of the song, we were practicing, and I felt like by the time it's actually time to record, excuse me, I feel like by the time it's actually time to record, I didn't get the best take. However, that's what we got. So it's like, I feel like in the studio, I'm able to just give it my all because y'all can't see me. But performing live, it's like
Mhm.
all eyes are on you. So don't mess this up. Um, but I love, as I continue to perform live, I love to perform live. But I can just think of that. up top that reciprocation, like but that was cool though. Actually getting a band together. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate people time. Like I did not pay none of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I did not pay none of these people. But my music, my character, my energy, it made them want to be around my music initially before we even met in person. Made them wanna come out and spend their time. So shout out to the band. Marty was on the drums, Trey on the keys, Felix on the guitar, and Trey's cousin Junior on the bass, I believe. And that was just a beautiful moment. The reciprocation live. Like I said, y'all check that out on YouTube. It's a dope one.
Y'all go check out that song Reciprocation. There's a live performance video of Reciprocation out on YouTube to check out. Thank you for that response.
Okay.
All right, two
Whew.
more before we go. Off top, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated.
Off top, I remember just being so like this is the start of me doing things that I felt like I couldn't do, and never did I think we would become a member of a sorority. Um, but off top, I remember my probation night. Um, well, neophyte presentation. For those who are not familiar, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just so nervous is an understatement, but I'm like, we done came this fight, can't turn back around now. So being the ace, being the one that leads the way, being the one that starts the call, and everything, just starting everything off. I feel like it was a lot of pressure on me. Um, but my whole life, for some reason, I've been pushed into the leader position, or so this is why I'm learning now to just kind of settle into it. So, but that's off top my neophyte presentation night. It was such a great night though. We did phenomenal. We did not mess up, but just being the leader, being the ace, knowing everything starts with you. There was a lot of pressure. Yeah. Ooh. I'm reliving it right now. Like, oh my
Yeah, man. In your head, I can see your head. You like, man,
god.
I
Yeah.
remember. I know. It made me start reliving some of my days when our neophyte presentation. What I crossed and I wasn't in
Okay.
undergrad when I crossed. I crossed grad chapter. So we had a different type of presentation, but it was still kind of nerve wracking a little bit because everybody was there watching. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And we a little bit
Yeah. Yeah.
older
Yeah.
now. Like
So
I'm in my 30s.
we doing this. We
You know what I'm
doing it.
saying? So it's a little different. Yeah, but it was a great time. So shout out to SG Rose. I know quite a few of you. My one of my good friends, his daughter just crossed SG Row at
Yeah.
MTSU earlier this
Yeah.
year. So that's dope, man. Shout out. Yeah, yeah. All right, last one off top,
The
the
Grammys. Oh
Grammys.
my gosh. I did not watch the Grammys. That's crazy. For some for some
I
reason,
didn't either though.
I don't be catching the Grammys. Give me an insight. Who won a Grammy? And maybe I could say something about them. Do you know anybody who won a Grammy this year?
This year, I mean, I I don't know because I didn't catch it.
Ooh,
If I'm just guessing, I don't know. I don't really know who won a Grammy this year. I haven't paid attention to it. I know that I knew some people. Like I knew that I heard the news and like, okay, they won a Grammy, they run. But
yeah.
I haven't been up on the Grammys as much. To be honest with you, and this is an open conversation about it, whether or not it's specific to an artist or
Mm.
just the general event itself, or how you feel about it. I will say that TSU, Tennessee State University, and I think Fisk did something with the
Hmm.
Grammy in a last couple years, or at least was nominated. But I know TSU won a Grammy for the Urban Hymnal
Yeah,
album that they produced a couple years ago.
yeah, that was
TSU
big. I
Richard
remember.
Crowder Bands won a Grammy for
Yeah,
that, and I know Fisk got yeah. Then
I
Fisk, I
think
think Fisk got
I
nominated for
think
something as
so.
well, or
Um,
maybe won
if it wasn't the school as a whole, I don't want to misspeak, but it had something to do with the Jubilee Singers. But
for sure.
I didn't dive deep into that, but I know they
Right.
were recognized for sure because I think I remember seeing the announcement. But that's big for HBCU for Jefferson Street. Period, because a lot of people feel like the Grammys are rigged.
Yes.
Um, a lot of people feel like, you know, they say we have the voting power, but then, you know, people like, how, you know, according to how the year has, went, how is it that this person won a Grammy, over this person, or how a certain single has performed? So that's
Hmm.
big for the schools themselves and HBCU community as a whole. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not just the big schools you see on TV, the Big Ten and all these schools that are always on TV. It's some schools around here and some people around here that are not being broadcasted, but they creating greatness, and I think that's that was a big moment and milestone for both, whether it was just a nomination or actually to
Hmm.
receive a Grammy, just the acknowledgement, just putting the schools on the map for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that. What I appreciate about it is
Mm,
that you said Jefferson. You mentioned Jefferson Street. For those of you watching, Jefferson Street connects Tennessee State University, Meharry Medical College, and Fisk University, all on the same path. You know, you can walk between the all the
yes.
three of them within 10 minutes of each other. And so, shout out to Jefferson Street, doing big things in the HBCU world and taking, music from Jefferson Street all over the world by way of the Grammys. So that's dope. I appreciate that. That was a that ends the round of
Okay.
off top shade, but you survived around my sister. Great response to each topic. Thank you very much for taking that ride and that journey with us.
Yeah,
I
that
hope
was
you had
real
fun
cool. That was real cool.
on this segment of
You
Off
got me
Top.
thinking some things I don't think about all the time, but I like to get my brain moving. That was cool.
We try to do that a little bit here. We try to do that. All right.